Nostalgia is a funny thing. Chances are you're not lying in bed, watching this video on your smartphone, or you might even be playing your max-geared RuneScape character on your other screen. But still, we reminisce about the good old days, with simple memories being able to take us back months, years, or even decades. Just seeing a familiar face, hearing a familiar name, or watching the people that used to be our idols in the olden days can bring back our mind to the time when life was simpler, slower, and better. It's unfortunate we cannot go back to relive those golden days. Or can we? I was able to travel back in time, to relive RuneScape in a way we all want to. Welcome to the glory days. Welcome to boss release. The year is 2002. George W. Bush is the President of the United States. Salt Lake City is home to the Winter Olympics, and the Euro is introduced in most European countries. Kelly Clarkson has just won the first edition of American Idol, and everybody's watching Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in the cinemas. While these are all noteworthy events happening in 2002, one of them is missing from the list. On the 24th of September, a terrifying monster was created. One that would leave many adventurers trembling in their leather boots and would take the lives of countless unworthy opponents. On that cold Tuesday in 2002, the King Black Dragon was born. I'm sorry, what's that? I prefer the real King Black Dragon. I said, the real King Black Dragon. Ah, perfection. The KBD was the first boss monster to be introduced to the game. And with the entrance to his lair lying deep in the wilderness, only a few of the bravest souls dared to venture into the unknown, in search of gold and glory. I shall try and kill the King Black Dragon the same way these brave adventurers did over 2 decades ago. My gear, inventory and playing experience will be the same as theirs, meaning no fancy Dragon Hunter gear, no combo food or Ceradome and Brews, no Runelight plugins or prayer flicking. Everything will be done exactly the way it was back then. The King Black Dragon was introduced exactly 1 year after RuneScape Classic launched. Back in those days, gear was very limited. Rune items did exist in the game, but with almost no one to smith them and no monsters dropping them, they were extremely valuable. The rune plate body and plate legs were best in slot for the KBD at that time, paired with the anti-dragon shield, which was a must-have to slightly lower the fire damage, since anti-dragon fire potions did not exist yet. There were 3 dragon items available in the game at that time: the Dragon Battle Axe, the Dragon Longsword and the Dragon Mad Helm. The Dragon Longsword was best in slot for this fight, with its improved step damage and its special attack. The iconic Dragon Mad Helm, a drop from the KBD, was also best in slot. As for the rest of the gear, very little items that were in the game actually boosted some stats. Leather boots were the best in slot for the very minimal defense bonus they offer, while the cape and ring slot are purely decorative and did not provide any boosts at all. When I was looking up the next slot items, I did not properly check all the different glory amulets. The Uncharged and One Charge Glory were already released when KBD first came out, meaning those would have been the best in slot. However, I went for the Amulet of Power. During and after the Family Crest quest, you have access to different gauntlets, with the most known being the Cooking and the Goldsmithing gauntlets. These were the only hand slot items available at the time, next to the Leather Gloves and the Ice Gloves, which both provide very close to no stat boosts. The quest gauntlets, however, provide not only offensive and defensive bonuses, but even a +2 melee strength bonus, making them the clear best in slot item. If you were to combine all these items together, you would be looking at this absolute legend. The question is though, will this beast of a man be able to kill the King Black Dragon? Or will he turn into a burnt snack for the once most powerful monster in RuneScape? Let's find out. To get to the KBD lair, you would nowadays use either a Burning Amulet, a Gorok or Ice Plateau teleport, or the Wilderness Obelisk. Back in the olden days, however, none of these items existed yet. Which is why I'm going to be running all the way from Edgeville Bank to the KBD. We haven't gone over my inventory yet, but we will have plenty of time to do so during my walk up there. Super combat potions did not exist, meaning 3 of my inventory slots are used for super attack, strength and defense potions. A super anti-poison will be used to counter the poisonous flames from the dragon, and 2 prayer potions will complete my drinks. As you might have noticed, these are 3-dose potions, since 4-dose didn't come into the game until spring of 2004. Since I stupidly did not bring a glory, I needed to waste 3 inventory spaces on teleport runes. Later on you will see me switch to a Camelot teleport to save on inventory space. Sharks are without a doubt the best food in the game when the KBD was released, and while they cost a fortune back in those days, I will be bringing them to stand even a slight chance. Normal energy potions did exist, however I need all the inventory space I can get for food and pots, so unfortunately I'm walking big parts of my trip. I will be killing the King Black Dragon for 1 hour in this gear. This hour will include all my banking and running up to the lair, and I will only show you my walking and banking routine once and only the fights after that. After my 1 hour in the old best in slot gear, I will switch to kill the KBD for 1 hour in current day gear. This will not be the ultimate best in slot, but it will be somewhere up there. Here's also where I've set a challenge for myself. I will be comparing how much money I make in 1 hour to the amount that my gear is worth, meaning I can see how much percent of my gear value I can make in 1 hour. The benchmark value is set by my old gear, and I will have to beat this percentage with my new gear. And if I fail, I will have to give away a bond to one of you guys. This might sound very confusing, so let me explain with an example. The old gear I'm wearing at the moment has a value of just above 197k, while my new gear setup that I will be using is worth around 86 mil. Let's say that I managed to earn 19.7k in 1 hour in my old gear. That will be exactly 10% the value of my gear. This means I will have to earn at least 10% of the value of my new gear in order to match or beat my old gear, which comes down to 8.6 million GP in 1 hour at the KBD. And yeah, that seems at the very least extremely unlikely. For this first video I went with a decently expensive setup for the new gear, and the old gear is now extremely cheap, so this will be a tough first challenge. However, for my upcoming videos I might choose to scale down my new gear in order to make the challenge a bit more achievable. But who knows, I might get 0 kills on my old gear and a visage in my new gear, which of course means I will easily complete the challenge. Now let's switch over to some live commentary for my first attempt. Alright, let's see if we can kill this dragon. I've drank my pots, I've drank my anti-poison, and I will just get right in. The check lever or the commune option did not exist until I think 2014, so just go in and see if it's empty. Forgot to put my prayer on, it's a good start. Let's see if we can get some hits. Alright, Dragon Longsword special actually doing its job. The Dragon Long special makes use of the slash attack, so the stab option, which should be best in slot over here, doesn't really work. But we managed to get some hits in anyway. As you can see, the KBD is hitting me quite hard. Come on, let's get some hits in. Oh god, genie. Quickly, yeah, sure. No XP waste. Okay, we're getting pretty accurate hits actually. A nice 30 over there. It's very annoying that you have to put all my prayers on. I have to check my prayer on the prayer tab. I have no idea how much I have left. 32. It's very annoying that I have to pray protect from magic as well, because I'm not completely anti-fired up. Because there were no potions, of course. But I must say, I'm pretty happy with all these hits. If you can keep this up, there should be plenty of kills, but don't celebrate too early. I have to eat a lot of food. Oh, well, pick 19. Pick 14 as well, come on. Oh god. I think it can hit me up to a 25 in melee. Let's see if the special works. No, of course not. So I have to eat until at least 25 as well, because I don't want to get KO'd. Come on, we need some hits. Alright, nice 12, let's go. Ooh, damn, my prayer ran out. Quickly. another prayer pot. I'm down to my last... Ooh, nice, 29. Come on. We should get the hit now. Alright, there we go. Oh, I'm very happy with that, actually. That was a pretty clean kill. Let's see, we have 6 food left. Yeah, very happy with that. After my attempts, I banked in Varrock, running back to Edgeville and back into the wilderness. As you can see here, I forgot to eat back to full health, which was quite annoying. It actually happened quite a few times because I could not see my health anywhere, unless I went to check my stats. With no rejuvenation pools available, it takes a lot longer to get ready for the next fight, but after eating some drought, I was back up to the cave again for attempt number 2. While you're watching the rest of my attempts, I shall tell you some interesting lore and trivia about the King Black Dragon. But first, a little disclaimer. I'm sure some of you have thought, why is this guy I'm hearing not Jimmy, and why is this series named so similar to Jimmy's popular series called By-Release? Well, because I, like many of you, love watching the By-Release series, and it most certainly inspired me to come up with the idea for this series. The name Boss Release is chosen because I kill bosses in the order that they are released, with the gear that was available when they were released, so there's not really a better name I could come up with. I wrote Jimmy an email a few days before this video came online, telling him about the video idea and asking if he would have any objections to me using Boss Release as a title for my series. I did not get a reaction so far, but if he, or you guys, want me to rename the series, I will be more than happy to do so. As you can see, for my second attempt, unfortunately I had to teleport out, as there was no way I was getting this kill. Right, let's dive into some KBD facts. If we are to believe RuneScape 3 lore, the King Black Dragon was the second dragon ever created. It was supposed to be a replica of the Queen Black Dragon. But after creating the KBD, his creator quickly noticed it was much smaller and weaker compared to its female counterpart. The King Black Dragon and Queen Black Dragon were put together to breed, but their offspring was considered broken and bestial. The creator of the KBD was filled with rage and wanted to kill the dragon, but he somehow managed to control his anger and banish the creature to a life of eternal loneliness in a lair in the wilderness, where it still resides today. So yeah, think about that whenever you whack its head in with your Dragon Hunter lens the next time you have a Black Dragon Slayer task. My third attempt was a lot better. With 3 sharks left, I managed to get the kill, and the exact same loot as my first attempt. Right, onto some more cheerful facts. Did you know, for example, that Tutorial Island and the Waterfall quest were added in the same update as the KBD? Probably 3 of the most iconic things that still are in OldSchool RuneScape today, packed together in one big update. When the KBD was added, his examine text would say the biggest, meanest dragon around, which was only changed to one of the biggest, meanest dragons around a whopping 16 years later. Even though dragons with higher combat levels were added to the game much earlier, the KBD still kept his title of biggest and meanest until Dragon Slayer 2 was released. Attempt number 4 went pretty terrible, but some big hits from my Dragon Long made it a bit closer towards the end. Unfortunately though, I had to teleport out again. The first graphical update for the KBD came in 2004 with the release of RuneScape 2, and the second graphical update, which happened in 2006, gave the KBD the look we still see to this day. Now did you also know the KBD is able to talk? During the final cutscene of A Tale of Two Cats, you can see the KBD have a conversation with Bob the Cat, where he's talking about adventurers constantly trying to kill him, which makes his eternal loneliness just a little bit more sad. Attempt number 5 was extremely close, and I took a risk which back in the olden days would bankrupt me, since dying back then meant all your items dropping to the ground and there would be absolutely no way to get back to the KBD before they despawned. I'm sorry if this ruined the immersion, however I really wanted to snag the third kill, which unfortunately didn't happen. The current KBD lair is not the original lair that was released when RuneScape 2 was launched. As you may know, most of the underground areas in RuneScape are all placed in one big map, just pretty far spread apart. The first lair was placed close to the Temple of Ikov. This lair was later changed to some unintended safe spotting options when killing the KBD. If you are in the icy area of the Temple of Ikov, you can still see the old lair on your minimap, and you can even hear the lava bubbling if you're standing close enough to the wall. My final attempt, based on the timer, was nerve-wracking to say the least. Would I end up with a 50% kill to attempt ratio, or would 2 out of 6 kills be the maximum I could achieve? Unfortunately, the latter would prove to be true, with another death and a free teleport to Lumbridge ending my final attempt. That concludes 1 hour of killing the KBD in gear that was best in slot when it was released. 6 attempts, 2 kills, terrible loot. In the background, I'll now play some clips from the hour of killing the KBD in my current day setup, but I won't bore you with too much of that. Let's first talk about the experience of killing KBD with the old best in slot gear. In all fairness, the fights were terrible. My accuracy was ridiculously low, hitting 0 after 0, while the KBD completely wrecked me. Not having the maximum Dragonfire protection sucks, meaning I have to pray protect from magic, which in turn makes his melee attacks hit me with regular 25s. The fight itself is quite boring, with no special mechanics at all. Just smack the boss and hope he dies first. with my dumb mistake of not bringing an Amulet of Glory, making it even harder, as I had to waste inventory slots for my teleport, I would rate the experience of soloing the KBD in all best in slot gear a 3 out of 10. And I have a lot of respect for the very few legends that actually attempted this fight without any help over 20 years ago. Does this mean I had a bad time? No, not at all. It really felt as if I was playing RuneScape the way I was doing it all those years ago. Having to click to the settings screen to toggle my run, having to check my prayer in the skills menu, and having absolutely no clue how to open the world map, in combination with walking around in gear that I was so proud of when I was a kid, made the experience very much like the golden days. My 2 kills were worth just shy of 31k, meaning that I got 15% of my gear value back in loot. Translated to my current gear value, that would mean I would have to earn close to 13 mil in 1 hour to beat the challenge. As you can see, I managed to get 49 kills in 1 hour, averaging just above 20k per kill, making it a total of just under 1 mil, meaning I obviously failed the challenge and have to give away a bond. In order for you to be eligible to win this bond, you have to do 3 things. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment your favorite boss monster down below. And while you're at it, any feedback on the video is highly appreciated. I will draw a random name from all the comments, and as long as they're a subscriber, we'll announce the winner in the next video, where I will be hunting down another member of the Royal RuneScape family, the Calphite Queen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm very excited to dive deeper into the past and kill all the boss monsters that RuneScape has to offer with gear that was best in slot at that time. You would make my day if you would press that like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below. I've had a blast making this video and I would love to grow my audience, and you can help me achieve that. Thank you guys so much once again, and I will see you on the next episode of Boss Release.